Here we are, deer camp. For some reason, all the horses are not in the horse pasture. That's kind of weird. Over there's the horse pasture. I probably need to put my seatbelt on. This thing acts kind of funny when you don't have your seatbelt on. Excuse all the bumping, I'm trying. There we go. And now we got to drive about a mile or a little over a mile through the woods. We have lots of these patapa trees. They sure love them patapa trees for fence posts out here. I suppose that'd make a good bow as well. Yeah, there's a few good limbs in there that are pretty straight. Make a pretty good bow. Here's one of the low water crossings. Looks like they mowed a little bit here and they mowed a trail to the road. And it looks like they got a trail right here. Well, that's a plus. Something for the deer to follow. Whew, almost scraping the bottom. And this is one of the low water crossings. I think there's 4 of them here. Seems to be pretty good. Got a pretty good size open field right here. And this here is usually all mowed down. Well, not usually, but it's supposed to be all mowed down and brush hogged down to nothing. But right here's a good pinch point. They like coming out right here and they come right through there and they cross. I bet you if I could go out through there right now, oh yeah, I can see some rubs right now inside that, where they've been rubbing their antlers. This is just a pinch point right here. They love crossing right here. I got a picture of a 4.5-year-old 3-point that was right here that was just massive. Man, I wanted to shoot him so bad. And then the one chance that I got to shoot him, I didn't know it was him, and I let my nephew shoot at him and missed him. And he got away. I just didn't know it was him. I just knew it was a big buck. So my nephew was with me, and I said, "Hey man, there's a nice buck. Shoot him." And there was a nice 8-point behind him, posturing, chasing him down. But that big old 3-point just didn't care. He was just following that doe. And man, we find some awesome fossils out here. Haven't found any artifacts yet, but found a few chips, a few broken pieces. But we get a lot of rose rocks and petrified wood out here. Woo, baby! And we're about halfway there. This here, where we're fixing to turn and go up, is called the alley. And man, I love the alley. I'm telling you, that's supposed to be my main hunting spot, but I've been letting other people have it when they show up to hunt with us, and my dad's been taking it. Here's a real good spot here. Right where I'm sitting right now, man, I missed a massive 12-point one time with my little girl's bow. I think it was the first year I was out here shooting with it. I was backed up right in there underneath some cedar trees. And I must have just shot over his back or under his back, I do not know. But my arrow was right there and I had no blood on it. So I'm thinking I shot under him. But on this other side, where we're setting that kill tower up, that is the Rose Rock heaven over there. My little girl picked up about 400 one time, and I made her put a bunch of them back. We just had way too many. And they're all pretty good size. Golf ball size to softball size. And then if you walk to the creek, whoo, that was a big bump. If you walk to the creek, you can find Rose Rocks that look a little different, but they're about as big around as a basketball or a plate, a dinner plate, which is pretty cool. Yeah, here's a lot of sand through here, some fescue. I'm gonna come up here on this other side and I'm gonna plant some wheat in a couple places. Try to get them deer coming in. But up here in a few hundred yards, we're gonna stop, and my dad's gonna get in here with me, and then we're gonna finish going to the other side. We've been close to a mile now. As the crow flies, not as driving, because we went over a mile driving now. There's a sled that I built for my hut, so I can stick it out here in the open and slide it down the hill to whichever main crossing that I want to shoot. Which right here is a good main crossing right here. There's going to be scrapes and rubs all up and down this alley right here. They like going back and forth, and they go up and down this alley. I got a real good picture of a buck traveling down this alley last year that was over 20 inches wide. And he was probably a 12 points with a couple kickers. Oh dang, we got cows down here. That sucks. I was hoping not to have cows down here, because I'm gonna weed eat a few places here, a few circles, and I'm gonna try to rake it up, and I'm gonna try to put some wheat down for these deer. Them cows might have ruined it. But we're fixing to be right here at the spot that I killed my biggest buck with a rifle. Oh yep, there's them cows are running. Yep, this deer walked out of that little trail right there in between those two cedars, and I popped him right here on top of this hill at 274 yards. My furthest shot ever taken. And I put the smack down on him. One shot. He went about 40 yards, maybe 40 yards. We are fixing to be at the end of the alley, and I sure do enjoy this alley. Man, I think those stupid cows are trying to go through the fence. Instead of just running away. They just ran right through the damn fence instead of going that way. What the hell? Yep, they just ran right through the damn fence. Son of a gun.